it's a beautiful day to do these reactions, man. Listen, like it before you light it. Hit the sub before you hit the bud. Join the team before you hit the green. And hit the hype before you hit the pipe. You understand what I'm talking about? Listen, bro, it's crazy because cop says he smells weed. 5 legal moves that could protect your rights during a traffic stop. Now, listen, I'm blackity black. Most of y'all are blackity black. And as black people, we are literally over police more than any other demographic. Anytime I go to traffic court, I don't see nothing but blacks and Hispanics, and there's never white folks. It's like white folks follow every traffic law available. Like, I just don't understand it. Actually, I do. They post up in our neighborhoods and trap us. But here's the thing. All races of people use drugs with white people taking the slight edge and selling drugs at the same rate. But why is there so many niggas in jail? Ask yourself that. All right, let's get into it.
A cop just told you he smells weed in your car. And you're about to say the one thing that completely destroys you. Before I go any further, have you ever been in this exact situation before? Drop a yes or no in the comments right now. Seriously, it takes 2 seconds, and it helps me know I am actually reaching people who genuinely need this information. Okay, let us get into it. Here is what most people do not understand about this moment. When an officer says he smells marijuana, the entire energy of that traffic stop shifts in an instant. That one sentence is not small talk. It is the beginning of a legal process that most drivers have zero idea how to handle. Here's what most people do wrong. They panic. They start talking. They say things like, "I can explain," or "It was just one time," or "My friend was in here last week."
Let me tell y'all something. I haven't seen this video yet. I don't know what he about to tell us, but I know one thing. If an officer tell me he smell weed in my car, I'm quickly saying, no, you don't. And I don't consent to no search. Straight up. And I'm not answering no more questions. Straight like that. You go into my car, that's an illegal search. Straight up. And my thing is this. If you get a lawyer, I think any lawyer could probably beat a cop saying, "I smell weed." And the cop gonna ask his stupid ass all kind of questions. "So, sir, when was the last time you had a weed sniffing challenge or a weed sniffing class?" And yeah, he gonna tear his ass up in court. You can't get them people no permission to go inside your car, bro. And then he will, "Well, I'm gonna get the dog." Because you don't want to freely let them search your car, they're gonna try to trick you and say, "That's why I need to search your car, because you're obviously hiding something." They do that shit to niggas, dog.
One of those responses is a gift to that officer. You're handing him exactly what he needs to make your situation dramatically worse. This is exactly where things fall apart. Your brain is telling you to cooperate and explain yourself.
No.
It feels like the right move. It feels like honesty will protect you. But talking in that moment is almost always the single worst decision you can make. Most drivers have no idea this is even a thing. The smell of marijuana alone sits in a legal gray area in many states right now, with weed being legal in some states and illegal in others. The rules about what an officer can and cannot do based on smell alone are genuinely complicated. That gray area can work in your favor, but only if you know how to use it. The laws around this have been changing every single year. What was true 5 years ago may not be true today in your state. Some places treat the smell of marijuana the same as a 6-pack of open beer on the seat. Other places say smell alone is not enough to justify a full vehicle search.
Yeah.
You need to know how to protect yourself regardless of where you live.
Because this my thing, dog. This my thing. It's so easy for a cop to lie and be like, "I smelled weed in this car," and never smelled anything. It's so easy for them to lie. And they know that your dumb ass is going to be scared and be like thinking that if you cooperate, he's going to help you and work with you, which ain't going to be the case. They might plant something on your dumb ass.
And today, that is exactly what you're going to learn. I have spent a serious amount of time going through real traffic stop recordings. I have read through actual court documents and studied body cam footage from stops, exactly like the one I am describing to you right now. The pattern I keep seeing is always the same. Drivers do not lose because of what the officer found. They lose because of what the driver said in the first 60 seconds of that conversation. Every single time. Here is the first move. Call it the stay calm and give nothing rule. Most people think staying silent looks guilty. That belief has sent more innocent people to court than I can count. When the officer makes his smell comment, your first instinct is going to scream at you to explain yourself or deny everything. You need to fight that instinct hard. Your silence is not a crime. Repeat that to yourself right now. Silence is not a crime.
Silence is not a crime. That feels good saying that. Silence is, say it with me, crowd.
Anything you say in that car can be used against you later in a courtroom.
You don't talk to
That means in front of a judge and possibly a jury. Your exact words can be written down in a police report and read out loud months later. The officer is not asking you questions to help you understand the situation. He is asking questions to build a case against you.
Yep.
So when he says he smells something, your response needs to be short, calm, and give him absolutely nothing to work with. Say exactly this. "Officer, I do not consent to any searches. Am I free to go? That is the whole sentence. No extra words after it. No, but I swear, or honestly, I have not, or any of that. Just those 12 words. This phrase puts your position on the official record immediately. It tells the officer, the dash cam, and the body cam that you know your rights and you are exercising them. It does not make you sound guilty. It makes you sound like someone who has done this before.
But you know what? I wish I could find this clip that I saw. It was a cop, a white one. I'm sorry, I always got to bring race into it. But man, you know, I'm passionate about this shit. Anybody who's black in the South, you didn't experience some racism, bro. Especially if you a 80s baby or even a nigga. Let's be for real. But I saw a clip of a white officer harassing a black driver. And basically this type of situation, he didn't say he smelled weed or anything like that, but it was getting real aggressive because the black dude was like, I don't consent to no search. And then the cop was like, well, we're going to get the canines out here because obviously you're hiding something. So to me, that says that if a black man says to the cop that he doesn't consent to a search, that's him challenging the cop's authority. And then you get this big ass ego trip. And then the cop wants to make your life hard. And you know what they do, especially down here in the South. Boy, one cop turns into 2 cops, 3 cops turns into 4 cops, and 4 cops turn into some more cops. It just gets bad really fast, bro.
Officers know that people who know their rights are going to be much harder to pressure. You are already ahead of most drivers just by having this one sentence ready.
Facts.
Now this next one is where most people completely fall apart. Call it the never touch that question move. The officer looks at you and says, I smell marijuana. Have you been smoking today? And almost every driver in the country answers that question.
No.
They say yes, or they say no, or they say something in between, like, not today, but maybe earlier. Every single one of those answers is a problem. If you say yes, you just handed him a confession out of thin air. If you say no and he does not believe you, now you have a credibility issue on top of everything else. If you hedge and say something vague, you have just given him even more reason to dig deeper. There's no version of an answer to that question that actually helps you. None. So the move is to
I'm like, man, I ain't answering no questions without a lawyer present, probably. I don't know. That's probably making one search that bitch. Get your black ass out the call, nigga. You know, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Not answer it at all. The Fifth Amendment protects you here.
Oh, I plead
the Fifth Amendment is your constitutional right to stay silent. You do not have to answer questions that could get you in trouble. That right exists specifically for moments like this one. Say exactly this. Officer, I respectfully decline to answer questions without an attorney present. Read that sentence again. You're not being aggressive. You're not cursing or arguing or making accusations. You're using a calm...
What he said?
I respectfully decline to answer questions without an attorney present.
I respectfully decline to answer questions without an attorney present. You say it just like that and it's going to go smooth. You got to make sure you say that attorney part several decibels higher than every other word. It got to be a bravado type of moment. It got to be a crescendo. You know what I'm saying? Up and then you put that cop in his place. Do not do that, guys. I am trolling. That boy going to hit you with that baton, boy.
Read that sentence again. You're not being aggressive. You're not cursing or arguing or making accusations. You are using a calm, professional sentence that tells the officer you understand your rights. This phrase is powerful because it shuts down the question without escalating anything. It also prevents you from saying something that sounds harmless in the moment, but becomes a huge problem in a courtroom 6 weeks later. Mm-hmm. Most people talk themselves directly into handcuffs. You're not going to do that. Real quick, if nobody has ever told you any of this before, give this video a thumbs up right now. Most people go their entire lives without knowing even one of these things. Let us change that together. Here's the third move. This one is called The Phone is Your Witness Play. And this is where things get really powerful in your favor. You have the right to record your own traffic stop in most states across the country.
Hold on, nigga. Hold on. You ain't finna get me popped. Hell no. Is it legal for me to record my own traffic stop in New Orleans, Louisiana? Yes, in New Orleans, Louisiana, it is generally legal for you to record your own traffic stop with your phone or dash cam as long as you are a participant in the conversation and are in a public place where there is no reasonable expectation of privacy. What Louisiana law allows. Louisiana is a one-party consent state for audio recordings, meaning it is lawful if you are one of the parties being recorded, for example, your own interaction with your officer. Videotaping police in public, including traffic stops on the street, is treated as protected First Amendment activity by federal courts in Louisiana circuits, subject to reasonable time, place, and manner rules. God damn it. I was going to record regardless, but at the same time, you got to know your rights, man. Crooked ass cops will give your ass 7 years, 100 years.
Cameras and dash cams exist on the officer's side of the car. Your phone is your camera on your side. When the situation feels like it is getting serious, pull your phone out calmly and put it somewhere with a clear view of the interaction. Do not hide it. Do not be sneaky about it. Be completely open about it. Now, before I keep going, I want to be completely upfront about something important. Everything I'm sharing with you today is for educational purposes only. This is not legal advice, and I am not your lawyer. Every state has different laws. Every situation has different details. If you are dealing with something serious, please talk to a licensed attorney in your state. They can look at your exact situation in a way that I simply cannot from here. A real lawyer who knows your state's laws is worth every penny. Okay, now back to the phone.
Hey, but look, though, I done seen videos, and I know y'all seen them too, bro. Dude say, I'm recording, and the police tripping. He get mad that the dude recording. I've seen videos of people knowing their rights, reading actual statutes and shit like that, and the police went crazy. Like, nigga, they don't, sometimes when you know your rights, it pisses them off, and it make them crash out. I'm just gonna tell you that. So legally, yes, you can do it. But in the real world, dealing with real people who don't know the law, police officers don't know the law, bro. They're not lawyers, bro. I promise you. They'll get on your ass.
When you record openly, the officer is fully aware that a second camera is running. People behave differently when they know they are being recorded. That is just human nature.
Good job.
If anything goes wrong during that stop, you now have your own record of every single word that was said and every single action that was taken. Say exactly this. Officer, I'm recording this interaction for both our protection. Notice how that phrase does not sound like a challenge. It sounds professional. It sounds like someone who takes their own safety seriously. Your phone recording has changed the outcome of traffic stop situations more times than most people will ever know. That little device in your pocket might genuinely be your most powerful protection in that car. Now the fourth move. This might honestly be the most important one in the whole video. Call it the hands never say yes rule. Here's the most common disaster I see play out on these recordings over and over again. The officer says he smells something, then he asks the driver to pop the trunk, or open the glove box, or reach back and unzip that bag on the back seat.
Well, I'm not
and
doing
the driver
nothing.
does it, without hesitation, without saying a single word, just reaches back and opens it up. Here is why that is catastrophic. The second you physically open something in response to an officer's request, you have just given what is called voluntary consent to a search. Consent means you said yes, you gave permission. Even though you never said a word, your action said yes for you. And once that yes is on the record, whether it came from your voice or your hands, you cannot take it back.
Damn, son, y'all better pay attention to that part. That's the part that'll mess you up. That is the tricky part right there, dog.
Everything the officer finds after that moment is legally fair game. Your physical action of opening that compartment is treated in court the same way as you verbally agreeing to let him search. Courts have ruled on this repeatedly. A driver who opens their own trunk, console, or bag upon the officer's request has given consent. So never open anything. Not the trunk, not a bag, not a pocket, on a jacket, on the back seat. Nothing. Say exactly this. Officer, I do not consent to any searches of my vehicle. Say it slowly. Say it clearly. Look him directly in the eye when you say it. This phrase creates an official record of your refusal.
All right, hold on. This is how we gonna do it, y'all. Officer, I do not consent to any searches on my motherfucking. I'm playing. Dog, you gonna get jacked up if you talk like that, bro. Do not take me serious. They gonna, boy, pick your ass up and slam you on your head, dog. Don't do it, bro. I'm just joking right now.
If the officer searches your car anyway after you say those words, and he does not have a warrant, your attorney will have something real and solid to work with in court. Your refusal does not always stop a determined officer from searching, but it absolutely and completely changes what happens after that search.
So my thing is this. In the court, if they do illegally search your car, everything found in there is inadmissible, right? Because it wasn't a legal search. So they broke the law to get the evidence trying to convict you, and you can't commit a crime to substantiate evidence of a crime. So I would believe you're going to get off even if they found 10 pounds of that shit in that bitch, boy. I didn't consent to this search, sir. You went through my shit. Boy, I didn't seen TV shows where they didn't let a nigga off the hook for having some real shit in his car, but they obtained it the wrong way. You gotta love the law when it works in your favor.
In a courtroom. This one rule alone has gotten cases dismissed. I need to ask you something right now. Is there someone in your life, a parent, a sibling, a close friend, a younger brother or sister who just started driving, who gets behind the wheel every single day with zero knowledge of any of this? Share this video with them right now. Not after you finish watching.
I'm really gonna share this
right
video.
Now. Open up your messages or your social media and send this to them. This information is completely free, and most people will never find it on their own unless someone they trust shows it to them. Be that person. And here is the fifth move. This one is called the side of the road is not the battlefield play. So let us say you have done everything right up to this point. You stayed calm. You did not answer the smell question. You had your phone recording. You refused to open anything. And now the officer says he is calling for a drug detection dog. Or he says he has probable cause to search the vehicle right now. Probable cause means he is claiming he has enough reason to search without needing your permission. Those words can hit you like a punch to the chest. Your heart is going to race. You're going to want to argue. You are going to want to explain. You might even want to get loud. Do not do any of that.
I ain't gonna lie, this the part where most of y'all gonna fall off. Most of y'all gonna get scared and y'all gonna ruin the whole play, dog. I know it. It's human nature. It's the fight or flight situation, dog. Your life, at least in your mind, is on the line. And by you not cooperating with the cop, you gonna feel like you gonna get fucked over, bro. And that's why so many people, especially black people, end up in jail just because they don't know the rules of engagement, bro. The law. They don't know this shit. You know how many dudes could avoid prison just by knowing the stuff he's telling you right here? Crazy.
Not physically resist anything. Do not raise your voice. Do not make sudden movements. Not because you are giving up, but because the side of the road is not where you win this fight. The courtroom is where you win. An argument on the street does not help you. A well-documented refusal that your attorney can bring into court absolutely does. Stay calm. Repeat your non-consent out loud one more time so it is captured on both cameras. And the moment you are either released or placed under arrest, immediately start writing down every detail you can remember. The exact time, the exact location, every word the officer said, his badge number and patrol car number if you can see them, the name of anyone else who was there. Every single detail matters, and your memory starts fading faster than you think right after a stressful event. Say exactly this: I do not consent to this search. I'm complying under protest. This phrase is incredibly important. It tells the record that
I do not consent to this search. What about protest?
That your body is cooperating to avoid a physical confrontation is incredibly important. I do not consent to this search. I'm complying under protest.
Oh, I'm complying under protest. Okay, cool. In other words, this is coercion. This is duress. I'm not doing this because I'm freely doing it. I'm doing it because you're basically forcing me to do it. Ooh, the boy, nigga, the lawyer gonna field day with that goddamn pig. I'm joking, y'all. If any of y'all are cops and you're black and you don't fuck with people, if you're white and you don't fuck with people, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to your garbage ass coworkers. That's who I'm talking to.
This phrase is incredibly important. It tells the record that your body is cooperating to avoid a physical confrontation, but your legal position has not changed. You're not agreeing to anything. You're surviving the moment on the street so you can win the fight the right way in a courtroom. That is not weakness. That is the smartest possible move you can make. You just went through 5 moves that the vast majority of drivers will simply never know. Let me bring it all together so it sticks.
Guys, I'm not going to hold y'all. I am literally going to print this shit out, laminate them, and hold them bitches in my glove compartment. Not even in my glove compartment, because if I open that bitch when he pulled me over, he gonna think he can go inside my car, because that's just something I just learned, because I'm somebody's child. But I'm a laminate them bitches and put them, like, I'm gonna have them hanging off the damn rearview mirror soon as nigga pull me over. I do not consent to any search. I will not answer any questions without my attorney present. I'm not going to forget none of this because it's going to be laminated. Look at the cop and everything. See, I want to read this aloud to you so you can get this on the record, nigga. Boy, what? Y'all think I'm joking.
The first move is to stay calm and give nothing, because your silence is not guilt and it is not your enemy.
Type shit.
The second move is to never answer the smell question, because there is no version of that answer that actually works in your favor. The third move is to record everything openly, because your phone is a witness that never forgets and never gets intimidated. The fourth move is to never open anything, because your hands can give consent just as easily as your mouth can. And the fifth move is to stay composed, repeat your non-consent, and save the real fight for the courtroom where the rules actually work in your direction.
Yeah.
You now know something that most drivers will never know. You are not helpless in that moment anymore. That one comment about a smell does not have to be the beginning of the end for you. Not even close. You walked into this video with nothing. You're leaving with 5 real tools that can actually protect you. Here's your challenge. The next time you get pulled over, use at least one of these moves. Then come back to this exact video and tell me in the comments exactly what happened. What did you say? How did the officer respond? How did the stop end? I read every single comment on this channel. Everyone. And your real story in the comments could be exactly what the next person needs to see to get through their own situation with their rights still intact. Your experience shared here becomes protection for someone you will never even meet. Stay sharp. Know your rights. And never let 4 words from an officer cost you everything you are legally allowed to keep.
All right, man, let's get into some of these comments, bro. When they say they smell weed coming from my car, I tell them, well, I'm glad you are being honest with me, because I smelled it immediately when you walked up to the window of my car. Boy, you going to jail, stupid ass. Years ago in the 90s, while driving an 18-wheeler, I had a DOT cop say he smelled weed and wanted to search. Not knowing my rights back then, I consented knowing there was nothing to find unless the cop planted it. Nearly an hour later, I was released to go on my way, but time had been wasted that could have been spent making money. I know that's right. When I stopped the night, people they don't proofread what they wrote. I had to put everything back in place, which took more time. I wish I had known back then what I know now. And if the pig searched anyway, I could have had a legal case against him. I don't know why, but I just feel like a black person wrote that. Not because of the sentence structure or the grammar, just because of the nature of the stop. Like, you're just stopping 18-wheeler drivers out the blue, my nigga, and telling them that you smell weed. I don't know. Guys, I told y'all this story a million times, so I know y'all don't think I'm lying. I used to work with a white dude who has a high school classmate who became a cop out there in Covington, Louisiana. That's where white folks moved to be away from black folks. Mandeville, Covington is on the North Shore, right? He said that the cop told him no matter what, if he stops a black person and they have weed on them, he is definitely taking them to jail. He's not being lenient with them. On the other hand, if it's a white boy, he will confiscate the weed and let him off with a warning. And he bro, dog, the amount of things that white people have told me over the years fucked me up, man. I used to work with a white boy named Clinton, man, at Zia's, bro. He told me that his grandfather used to murder black men routinely on the river. New Orleans, right? You know, a lot of black people worked on the river. He said if he caught a black person, a man, you know, leaning on a railing, slacking off or whatever, he would literally come from behind them, sneak up on them, grab them by the legs and flip them overboard. And he bragged about his grandpops doing that shit, dog. So it's like that type of shit, bro. Y'all just don't know what I done been through, dog. The shit I done heard and seen, man. But anyways, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. You know I got to look out for my real ones, man, because a lot of y'all boys fuck with me, man. And yeah, I'm out.
Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up.